Hi, I'm Tamara Lackey, and on this episode of reDefine show for Adorama TV, I sit down with Ami Vitale, not only a photojournalist known around the world, National Geographic magazine photographer, and a fellow Nikon Ambassador, but she's also someone who's built a career out of doing exactly what she wants to do and doing the things she loves. She shares some amazing tips about how you can do that too, including one brand new tip I've never heard before. Check it out. So you have this ridiculously enviable career to a lot of people outside who don't know how hard you worked for it and how hard you worked in it, but it looks amazing and glamorous and beautiful, and you've been to 90 countries plus.
Yeah, it's so glamorous.
I know, right? Like, your flight is delayed again. But for people who would love to do, especially who have a passion for conservation and to be able to make the kind of photographs that affect the kind of change that you have made, what would you suggest to them to get into this?
Well, I think a lot of people think it's about making pretty pictures, and they forget it's not just one pretty picture. It's really about story and going deep, like finding something that hasn't already been said on a particular subject.
Right.
I find that journalists, photographers, filmmakers all sort of copy each other. They all like watch what everybody else is doing and they say the same thing.
Yeah.
And there's always a different angle if we dig a little bit more. And I think that that just really takes time. And I guess my advice is for everybody to have a personal project. Like just something that is truly your passion, and do some soul searching and figure out like what do you really care about in your life, because that is going to give you that unique access that you need.
You'll have that drive and
it's going to be genuine. It's not, you know, and I just think that we're all watching each other too much and looking at what we should be doing. Like should needs to be out of our vocabulary, and just do it from the heart. And I mean, and it. A lot of times it really is just sheer hard work.
And for you, what came first? Was it like I find the work I want to do, I shoot it, and then I show it to the places that I want to do the work for? Or how exactly did that work for you?
The truth is, most of the time I invest in my projects first. So I will spend my own money, my own time, building a bit of a body of work, because nobody can imagine what you're going to do.
Right.
And I've had that happen where I've made a pitch and I've been rejected by everybody, and then they say, well, it's not going to be a visual story. I'm like, no, it is. But then I realize I have to go out and show them
the vision.
What I'm,
So and I'm so glad you say that, by the way, because I know a lot of people get stuck on, well, how do I get hired by those organizations?
Yeah.
And it's
the reverse.
This. Yeah.
Most of my work, honestly, from the last 20 years has been, you know, developing it first, and then you figure out ways to make it pay off later. But the other thing is embrace all the new technology. I was terrified of, you know, when the DSLR cameras shot video, I wanted nothing of it. And
it's all moving.
It's so scary. And then the same thing now with the 360, the KeyMission 360, like embrace it, because we don't know where it's going, and now is the time to be on the front end of the wave. And everything I actually think the best thing is to get into that zone of discomfort, because you're going to fall on your face a lot, but that's, of course, you know, it's so cliche, but it really is true. That's when you learn the most. So
and I think that taps into something that is a big undercurrent of fear in this photography industry, which is they keep coming out with new and new things, and I just learned that one, you know, and so there's this concern that when new stuff comes out, other people are going to be better at it, and I'm going to become a dinosaur.
I am overwhelmed. I think we're all overwhelmed. Let's be honest here. It is terrifying. And every day I'm like, oh my God, what? But I mean, it's fine. Just, you know, it's fine.
Dive
just
in,
to
learn
realize
it, practice
that
it.
Everybody, even if they're the experts, you know, they're learning too.
Yeah.
So,
There's that. What is that called? Imposter syndrome.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
it's a thing.
Sounds
like
good.
Unless I'm making that up too. But I think that is the idea that you feel like everybody around you has it all together, and you're just playing the part of somebody who's trying to get it all together. And yet, many people share that, if not everywhere, in certain capacities, and especially when it comes to learning new things. All right. So, any last tips for anybody?
I just heard from a friend of mine who's an editor, and she said, "Don't bother sending all the mailers." And she said, "I find all my photographers through Instagram." which blew my mind.
The editor of a major publication, I'm assuming?
A major publication.
Wow.
She said that's where I find out and where people are. And she also uses an app called Blink because she's like, I don't have budget to fly people anywhere.
Yeah.
So I need to know where photographers are. So send emails to your editors if you're going somewhere and let them know where you're going to be.
Along on here. Brilliant tip. All right.
There you go.
Where can people go to find out more about you?
My website, amivitale.com, and Instagram.
Yes, where your massive following is. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Amy. So appreciate your time and incredible advice. Check us out here next time on Adorama TV, and do not forget to subscribe. There is so much information on the internet, but specifically on Adorama TV.